Hey everybody, welcome back to my AR building project zombie gun. In the last video I went ahead and showed how to put green fill in here instead of red. I think it turned out very nice and it's much more zombie-like. In this video we're going to be putting on the buffer tube, the spring, and the buffer itself. Before I do that though, I want to show you a couple things. Now, I told you in the last video that I got a Myad pistol grip from Magpul, and there's the price I paid for it, $33.29 with tax. I think it was like 36 something. Now, when I was going through that, I noticed that there wasn't a little washer for the screw that goes up into the grip itself, and this has little notches on it. This is actually from the Cmmg lower parts kit that also came with a pistol grip. And I'm pretty sure that I've seen videos of people with the Myad grip that has those washers. So if you know anything about that, maybe they didn't, supply me it, or does it really need one? I know they have Loctite on the screw. You can kind of see the yellow right there. That's the little bit of Loctite. This came with the Myad grip, but the washer did not. So if you know about that, please leave me a comment or send me a PM. So let's go ahead and put the Myad grip to the side for a moment. We will do that in another video. And today, as I said, we're going to put in the buffer, tube, spring, and the buffer itself. Today's question is going to be caliber choice. Now, I was planning on making this a 5.56 with a 223 as well, but Mr. G.A. Arms commented on my last video saying that maybe I should do a 300 blackout, and that it's more close to like an AK style round. And I have heard of the 300 blackout, but I really wasn't considering it for this rifle. Now, do you guys think that's something I should consider? I mean, I already have an AK, and he said that it was everything about the AK and everything good about the AR, the 5.56 and the 7.62x39. It was everything good about the 5.56 and everything good about the 7.62x39. Without any of the drawbacks, that it was as accurate as this 5.56. It could go out, the same distance and all that. So if you know anything about the 300 blackout versus the 5.56, please let me know. Luckily, I'm not at that point yet, and I haven't bought an upper or anything like that. Okay, so to start the video, first we're going to need to put in the takedown pin right here. And I have everything here in a bag, so let me just open that. Alright, now there's the small detent pin that I really don't want to lose, because if you lose this little pin, well, you're going to have to get another one because you're not going to find this one most likely. Alright, so here's the takedown pin, and you can see that it has a track with some holes, and that's where the detent pin rides. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in this hole, and I'm going to make sure that the groove is facing backwards. It's kind of hard to do this on camera, folks. Alright, so right here, and the groove is facing towards the back, and I'll put that in and just kind of hold it with my finger. Next, I'm going to put the detent pin in. So just drop the little pin in there and it disappears, and that's fine. Now, a lot of people, in fact I did this as well, will put the spring in there next, and I don't recommend doing that. I found a better way of doing that, so let me show you. First, we'll take our buffer tube and we'll just go ahead and get that started in here. Now, I'm also looking right here because I have to put in the spring, and I forget what kind of pin that's called, but I have to put that in order to catch the buffer tube. So I'm going to just get this in until it gets kind of close to that hole. So that's about as close as I want to get it. And now I want to put in the spring, which is kind of the big spring here, and put that on there. And then this doodad, that's the tactical name for it, is a doodad. Now, in order to get this in properly, I have to push it down and then keep screwing this on until part of the lip on the buffer tube catches it. There's just a little bit of an extra lip on one side of the buffer tube that catches that pin. Okay, now we're going to put in the spring in the back. Well, how am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to back this off just a little bit right before it releases that pin. Okay, and what that did is it rotated this side around so that it gives me access to this hole. And then I want to just put in the spring now in the hole. Okay, and that's better than trying to wind it around with the spring already in there because, well, it's difficult. Alright, so now to get the spring in there properly, we just depress it a little bit, being very careful not to let it go flinging, and move that over like so. Now you'll want to make sure that this is not bent at all, so you might have to just kind of move it around a little bit. I'm going to actually use a punch to kind of ease it on into the right spot. There we go. That's pretty straight. And then you just push down here, and the only thing you have to do now is to tighten the castle nut. And for me, that's an easier way of putting that spring and detent pin in there. Hope it works for you guys if you decide to do that. And of course the takedown pin is now in there good. So it locks into place very nicely. Alright. So next we're going to put in the spring. That's pretty easy. You just take this long springy thing, put it in the hole. Not too hard. It is not going to go all the way in there until you put in the buffer. Now this is the Spec's T2 or ST-T2 heavy buffer, recommended by a lot of good YouTubers that do AR builds, and I'm going to put it in mine. So you just put the buffer in the spring like this, and then push it into the hole like so until it clears that pin that we put in previously. Now I like mine with the spider facing up, and I'm just rotating it with my thumb until the spider logo is face up. So there you go. And that's how I went ahead and installed the buffer tube, spring, and buffer itself. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and make sure to comment if you have anything to say about this washer thing with the Myad pistol grip from Magpul. I do plan on putting the pistol grip on next video, so I need to get as much information if this should have came with the Myad pistol grip, or am I just wrong when I thought other people had that on theirs. Also, if you have any opinion on the 300 blackout versus the 5.56, please let me know that as well. Does it really have all the good qualities from the 7.62x39 and the 5.56? To me, I was thinking, well, the 5.56 is more available, it shoots longer distances, and I already have an AK-47, but I'm very interested in getting your guys' opinion on that. Alright, well, I hope to see you next video. Talk to you guys later.